We were like, no, we got it. It's fine. And then as we got closer, I was like, we
don't got it.
We don't got it.
We don't got it.
You ready? Okay. 3, 2, 1.
What is up?
Hello and welcome back
To It's a Sickness podcast and our first ever video and audio production. We are so excited.
Shout out to Keith for setting us all up because we are helpless and hopeless without him.
Yeah. Wouldn't be as great of a quality. We were literally going to record on my phone.
It would have been fine.
So today is October 3rd.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
No.
you guys...
4th.
Sorry, we were drunk an entire day, so we missed...
We have not left my house this entire weekend.
And we were catching up with Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. But today is October 4th. And you guys are going to be watching this on October 12th, which is Nicole's birthday.
My 27th birthday.
So I'm just going to give you your present now.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, there. No, so we do have it.
You really shouldn't have.
No, really, you shouldn't have. We have reservations at 5 o'clock at Asha Bathhouse. Do you know what that is? Have you heard of it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been there.
I have not been there.
Wait, what day do we have reservations?
Today.
Ooh.
At 5. So that's your birthday gift. Happy birthday to all the Libras around the world that are listening to us for whatever reason.
Yes,
And,
we are the best sign.
Fuck you. No, you're not. Fire signs are the best, period.
So yeah, we wanted to do this just as like kind of a way for our listeners to get to know us a little better, and then also to like answer some questions and kind of like tell you guys the story of how we came up with this concept and how everything's going and like goals and dreams for the future and whatnot.
Yeah, get to know us a little bit more. But first things first, let's pop this fucking bottle of Sophia.
Oh yes, we have been very, very good about not opening this all weekend. So
we just killed literally everything else.
Yes. So Sophia, the rosé, we talk about it. We've talked about it multiple times on the podcast. One of our faves.
Yeah, our friend Travis got it for us too, even because he heard that we liked it. And here we go.
While I pop this bottle, do you want to talk about our Fitbits?
Sure. So, my friend Camilo, shout out to Camilo. He works for Fitbit, and this is the first time ever. I'm like, how do I even show it? This is the first time ever that I have, like, I've never had an Apple Watch. I've never had anything to hold me accountable for my health and wealth.
For my laziness.
Yeah. I've never had a reason to be healthy. But so he gifted us these Fitbits. They are the Sense. So the newest ones. I've had mine on and I've been trying to keep it a secret, but so first off, he reached out to us and told us that he wanted to gift it to us because our podcast is medicine, science, and health. We haven't covered too much of health, but I mean,
only sicknesses. I like dark shit.
Yeah, but we both like to stay relatively fit. You're gonna get your yoga instructor license soon.
She's on a Make That Ass Fat Again campaign.
Yeah, there you go. That's what I'm on. So thank you, Camilo. And if you're looking for a way to, like, honestly, I love how it keeps me accountable. If I'm feeling shitty, which somewhat I have this week, I have seen my sleeping routines and like habits, and it's not that good. But like, so there's that. It keeps you accountable with burning calories and just a bunch of shit that we're going to talk about later through our social handles.
All right.
Cheers.
Let's get this going.
We're not crazy when we do
fuck
this.
With me.
I know, the whole time.
I'm ready to catch a buzz.
Also, really quick before we move on, Camilo also is a DJ. He makes a lot of dope fire mixes. I know there's been several times that I played like Latin music mixes and you've liked them.
Yeah.
That's him. That's
okay.
him.
Great.
Yeah. His girlfriend's like, fuck, what did she say? She's like, cue the music. Or something like that, yeah.
Okay, let's hop in.
Let's do it. So we had some questions submitted, and we are going to answer them. But first, we're going to talk about how we met, how I know this chick, and how she knows me.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I remember when we met. Oh, fuck. We can't talk about how we met without talking about...
We can just, like, not say any names.
Yeah, we'll just not say anything about that.
I mean, I feel like we should. Okay, so...
Look it, we're already...
In college, in undergraduate...
We were both going to Sac State.
Yeah, we both went to Sac State, and I was in a part of a sorority, and I was a sophomore, and Lilah was a freshman, and she was rushing our sorority. And so that's how I met her.
So it was an event. I think it was like a games night or something. And I remember the conversation because who the fuck were we? We were talking about how I think you had like a cheetah case that said like Thug Life on it.
Probably.
Like that. And I had like a cheetah something. And we were like sitting there for minutes talking about how we love cheetah print.
Yeah, it was like cheetah print or like tiger print or something.
And then what the fuck?
Oh, no. Okay, so my boyfriend at the time and your boyfriend at the time.
Oh,
okay,
God.
My boyfriend at the time. No, this is so funny. My boyfriend at the time was like a rapper. And her boyfriend was also a rapper. Wasn't he like a Christian rapper?
He was a Christian rapper. He was talking about how the devil is wrong, bad, and, you know, God is...
demonic.
Yeah, he was... But
So we bonded on the fact that both of our boyfriends were rappers. They're very talented.
Yeah.
Very talented. Basically after that, she ended up joining the sorority, and then she became what's called in sorority life my little, and I was her big. And pretty shortly after, our relationship really sped up. She moved in.
We got married together. We started working at the club.
Yeah. We were go-go dancers.
Remember that summer? Let's pause because that is the funniest shit reflecting on, like, I'm so glad that we did that. We, one summer, were like, okay, first of all, we were going to school and also had, like, jobs ourselves. I was working as a office manager for an acupuncture clinic. You were working at the Cheesecake Factory. And we were like, we want to make more money. And, we had a lot of, like, ideas. And we ended up...
Yeah, okay, So there was this movie, this Lifetime movie that came out when I was, like, in high school, and it was about this girl who started go-go dancing. And I was always, like, in high school, I was like, I'm gonna do that. And then we wanted to make more money and, like, work less hours. And so I, like, literally, like, went online. I, like, found an opportunity for us. We went and auditioned at this, like, dance company, got hired, and then we started go-go dancing in, like, everywhere in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Then we started doing bottle service, like, everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we were out there slanging them.
Bitch, do you remember when we got pulled over? So we would work in San Francisco when we first got in the industry, and we'd drive back at, like, 3, 4 in the morning sometimes, and we would always hit Jack in the Box
on the way
our way back. And one time, I don't know why, were we like really hungry or something? So we were hitting like maybe 80, 85, and we got pulled over.
We just drive like that.
It's just our normal miles per hour that we do. But yeah, we got pulled over, and the cop, like, the thing was, go-go dancing, like, we were like full face makeup. Like, he probably thought that we were strippers.
Oh, 100%. Everyone thought we were strippers.
So many good stories with that. But yeah, that was a fun time in my life. And then...
Yeah, and we made money.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Cheers to that. Cheers to that decision.
Yeah, great decision. So yeah, we go way back. Live together, work together.
We met 2013, so that's what, 7 going on 8 years now?
Oh, wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, one of my favorite things about Lilah is like the hustle in her. I will come up with a lot of ideas, and she's like, okay, let's do it. And then she'll like send me like a fucking like document on what we're going to do. I'm like, okay, guess we're doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
match made in heaven.
Mm-hmm.
So,
okay. So are we ready for questions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let's dive into the questions.
Yeah. So one of the first questions, that I want to start with, which not in order, but, she said, our friend Christina, who actually was in our sorority too.
Yes.
She said, what was the reason to start the podcast series? And with that, I kind of want to add on to just basically like the origin story of it. So do you want to start? Do you want to answer?
Sure. So we were quarantined. We were all on timeout.
This is like March of this year, 2020.
Yeah. And I came to visit Nicole, and like she brought up the idea of like starting a podcast for basically what we would already talk about with each other, like by ourselves. And I was like, that's a great fucking idea. And we just got right to it. Like, I remember going home and like right away we started talking about like the name, like graphic designers to make like the cover art, we actually right away started with like hella fucking topics on a spreadsheet. Like,
that's basically what we started with. I was just like, this is a list of things that we want to talk about, and like let's create our podcast based off of that. So we're both science
enthusiasts,
enthusiasts, whatever. And it was kind of like we wanted to talk about diseases and stuff, like she said, that we would already talk about, but get like way more in depth in it. And basically it was just an excuse to like do research and have those conversations. I listen to a lot of science podcasts. I think Lilah does too. And we were kind of looking for something that was like less educational and more informational and also fun and not dry. So
it was like my favorite murder, but science, medicine, and health.
Yeah, exactly. This podcast Will Kill You was obviously like a huge inspiration for us, but that even sometimes can get a little bit like jargony.
More educational,
Yeah, so we basically were like, this doesn't exist yet, like let's create it. So then we did. So
in a matter of, so that was like March or April.
Yeah, end of March, beginning of April.
And then we launched our first episode July 13th.
Yeah, so it only took us like 2.5 months.
Yeah, in those get the fuck, sorry, this fly's trying to fight me. In those 2 to 3 months, I
think I just killed it. I flicked it to its
Not
death.
in the Sophia.
I literally just committed murder on camera.
Good. It's a sickness. Yeah, we evolved even in those, like, I really liked the experience of it. I feel like there's a lot of times where you can get around people and you like come up with these ideas, but they're never like achieved. Me and you have always like, let's go dance, let's make more money, let's start a podcast, let's fucking,
after we say it out loud, it's just like, okay, well now we have to do it.
Plotting.
Yeah,
so that was great.
So that's how that kind of came about.
That covers that.
Okay.
And now we're here.
And now here we are.
What's the next question?
Okay, so what goals would you both like to achieve from your podcast?
Wow. That's like, so that kind of ties into like what we recently just this past week talked about. We feel supported so much by like our listeners and like our friends and our family even, and like basically we reached goals a lot sooner than we thought we would. So like when I think about those like long-term goals, I think they're gonna happen a lot sooner than we expected. But I mean, there's a lot. We talked about a book. This is years down the road, but like we talked about doing this like video. Yeah,
we definitely want to like make just a ton of content and get like better and at like the way that it's presented in like the format. We want to eventually have like more guest speakers and like people in the field come on and things like that. We want it to reach the audience that we're hoping will like it, which is kind of hard to do. Like growing it and getting it to the people that you think will enjoy it is like, I think one of the hardest challenges, but definitely our main goal, because that's the whole reason we created it. It's like we want to find people out there like us that enjoy listening and talking to each other about these types of things. So I think that's one of the main goals.
I also think that it's been in the forefront of my mind, like making science fun. Like I remember growing up, I've always really liked science. Like Bill Nye, for example, was like a fun like show to watch that was like science related, and it was fun. It wasn't like your professor talking to you with all this jargon. It was like made to be understood. And I would really like to see more women in the STEM field. And so hopefully doing this, I mean, we've had a lot of conversations where we've heard like, it's so interesting. I wouldn't have been able to understand it if it wasn't like broken down the way that we do it. And yeah, I feel like that's kind of like the bridge that we want to, there's important things in science that the everyday person would understand. So
yeah, and even people that maybe aren't super interested in science but can listen to it and then be like, oh, I get this and I'm interested in this,
like global warming or COVID, but
stuff like that.
Yeah, that's really good. But yes, further is a lot of good stuff coming for sure. I would like to get to the point where we're doing live.
Yes, definitely. We did our first live situation thing this past Friday, and
it was really good. I was really nervous.
Yeah.
And she's usually nervous, and I'm usually like, calm the fuck down.
Yeah.
And it was the other way around this time.
She was like, let's do a live, and I was like, no, I don't trust myself on live. Like, I can't do it. And then I was like, fine, I'll do it. And then we got to it. She was super nervous, and I was like, woo! Yeah. I cannot be trusted on live, though.
Well, one, I think that's what works with us. Like, we balance each other out. And then also, the worst thing that happened was you spilling your wine and breaking the glass.
Yeah, so, which that's like,
it's fine.
It's fine. Technical difficulty.
See? All right, next question is, what or who inspired both of your interests in the medical/science field? I'll let you start first.
Okay. What inspired my interest? Okay, so when I was little,
Grey's Anatomy.
When I was little, my dad was like, "You're gonna be a doctor," and I was like, "Okay." And then, like my toys were always like little medical kits and stuff like that. It and I did enjoy it. And then once I got into school, science was just really the only thing that I felt was actually challenging for me. And that I was interested in, I think because it was challenging. So by the time I graduated high school, I already knew like I always wanted to be a surgeon. That was like what I wanted to do. Mm-hmm. Once you actually get into college and become an adult and realize money and bills and all of those things.
Mm-hmm. And doctors don't make as much as you think that they will. Yeah. It's a struggle. Not that money is like the main motive.
No, not at all. But I got into college, got my degree in pre-med essentially. Loved every second of it. And then I did a internship at UC Davis Medical Center in the emergency room, I think my junior year. And I really realized that I just didn't want to be a doctor at all. Mm-hmm. I currently work in a lab and I love it. And I think that's a little bit more like...
Shut the fuck up.
It's my turn to talk.
First of all... I'm gonna send a raven over there if you shut the fuck up.
Great.
Sorry, guys.
But yeah, research is more my thing for sure. Mm-hmm. I think I'm just like good at science. It keeps me interested. It's always evolving. Mm-hmm. It's just like kind of trying to solve like the unknown. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I love it.
Yeah, I did not grow up like I've always liked science, but I didn't grow up thinking like I thought I wanted at one point, I think like in elementary school, like to get into psychology. At one point I thought I was gonna get into like criminalistics, like like forensic science, which is still science, but just so when I started college I was pre-nursing, and to get kind of like my feet wet I did a medical assisting program. And not that I hated it, but I was just like, I don't know. Like, I don't want this to be my day-to-day, like, going into a clinic or a hospital. Like, I just didn't, like, feel fulfilled. So I was really fucking confused for the longest time. And I remember Nicole, because I had known her during this time, she was like, well, you don't have to do, like, medical field to do science. And I was like, yeah. But I think at that point I was just, like, trying to get out of college, as everybody tries to do. And I was warped in that.
It took me
mindset.
6 years to graduate. By the time I was done, I was like, get me the fuck out of here.
Yeah. But then, so I was gonna just stick to communications because I've always also been really good at that, and I'm also very interested in like that field. Enjoyed it and everything. And then the semester before I was gonna start applying to transfer, I took a physical science class, and Professor Ruben Alvarez was very, like, me and him connected, and we had a lot of like motivational like conversations. Like, he was like, I told him everything, like where I was at. I love science, but I didn't know what I was going to do with it, and I feel like I should just like get out of college. And he helped me like basically find what I would be happy doing in science. Like, he helped me basically rediscover like my love for it. So he suggested for me to take like a biotech course over that summer, and I did. And instead of applying to transfer, I decided to stay in a community college, because if the classes are the same and it's cheaper, why use my scholarships or anything like that, like, or money in general towards fucking paying, what is it now, like, at Sac State it was like $6,000 a semester.
Oh,
it's way expensive. Yeah. So I was like, and then I'm like making like a change, like adding another major. So that's when I decided to double major, and I was like, well, I'll just stay and do these like classes to transfer first. And I took that first biotech class. I loved it, and I guess I just like the hands-on. I also enjoy the research. I've considered like genetic counseling, or even tying back to law, like more of like a science lawyer, because there's not really, that's like a need, especially as like science progresses to like genetic counseling.
That is a need. Yeah.
Like lawyers that understand both fields, and communications, and
lawyers that can like break down forensic evidence in a way like to a jury that people can understand. Yeah,
well, I think about the that came to mind when the whole CRISPR lawsuit came, because I think it was UC
I can't
Berkeley.
wait to do our episode on CRISPR.
Yeah, me either. I'm so excited. But yeah, so there was like a need with that, because like the lawyers were like, well, they had like a moment of just like not getting the jargon and interpreting what that means, like legal terms. But yeah, so we both, I think, liked science for similar but also different reasons. So
yeah,
that's what made it work.
So next here we are.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a sickness.
Okay. Okay. What has been the greatest reward thus far from starting your It's a Sickness podcast?
Ooh. I think there's different types. Like for me, one, working with like not just somebody that I met and we came up with a business, like it wasn't a new relationship. Getting to work with somebody that I know what triggers her. I know how to piss her off. I also know how to make her happy. Like, I feel like that relationship helps when you're, and I don't know, I grew up with a lot of situations, or like I've heard a lot, like, don't work with your family, don't work with your friends. It could ruin the relationship. But I knew that wasn't going to happen, because we're very transparent with each other, mm-hmm. and we know how to handle shit. And so like that's been something that I enjoy. Like if we're both like just on the low for a week or something, we're like, okay, we know, and I feel like we know how to like fill in for each other, like when the other one needs it, you know? Yeah. And we also get to like, if there's a problem with me that I can't think of a solution for, like she's been able to help it being in a different headspace, and vice versa, I feel. So, and also the engagement with people. I've seen a lot of like listeners that have listened to us from the jump, like Sadie, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, you go ahead and elaborate on that. I feel like it's the same. Yeah, the engagement, I never thought anyone would actually like listen. No, since the get-go she was like, which was in the back of my mind, but I was like, we can't. Yeah, if anything, we'll just erase everything. Well, I was like, I know like my mom will listen to it or whatever, but yeah, she did, and she became our first subscriber. Shout out to Jenny Poo. But yeah, it's been cool to like on Instagram see like when we're like talking about diseases and like spreading awareness about diseases, that it actually is getting to the people that have those diseases, and then they interact with each other like on our Instagram, and it's like actually doing something. Like if we can help just like one person. Well, like narcolepsy. Do you want to elaborate on that? Like, so we did the episode on narcolepsy, and we had basically in our comments the most engagement I think that we've had, and it wasn't like a life-changing amount, but it was still like important to us. Yeah, people were making connections. Yeah, and people were making connections with each other that have narcolepsy and struggle with it, and they were basically like speaking to each other, like helping each other out, giving each other suggestions, and that was hella fucking cool. Yeah. Yeah, and then another huge reward for me has been, I've always thought of myself as not like someone that wasn't creative. Oh no, you are. Yeah, and so You're an anxious creative.
Yeah, I never thought I was creative. I always just, because when you think of creative, you think of like art, music, like da-da-da-da-da. And like, I'm like, well, I don't do any of those things. So it's cool to, this is a form of art and
for sure.
yeah.
Production is a fucking art.
Yeah, and to have like an idea in my head and then have it like play out and become like real,
is
intangible, is like, that's something I've never done before. So that was pretty rewarding for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
I agree. Beautiful.
I'm
Should we bottoms up? We're at the same.
Yeah, let's
All
go.
right, bottoms up. If you're watching this, bottoms up.
They're like, I'm driving. I don't care.
Bottoms up.
I think we're almost done. I think we have like 1 or 2 questions left.
Yeah. What is let me see. So what's the reason? So in the near future, D?
Yeah.
All right. So actually, I'm going to go with F first.
Yeah.
So would there be live shows on other media outlets such as YouTube or Zoom? Yes, even Twitch.
Well, this will be on YouTube.
So this is our first video.
Yeah.
So I live currently in the Bay Area, and Nicole lives in Sacramento. And so most of the times that we record, damn near all the times, we're doing it remotely. But we definitely want to start doing more video footage, just because I like getting to know. I know when I listen to a podcast like My Favorite Murder, This Podcast Will Kill You, Wine Crime. Did you know that Jen and Tech has a podcast?
Jen and Tech?
Yeah.
No,
It's called Two Scientists Met in a Bar.
My old boss at the lab I work at now, she used to work for Genentech.
I love it. But yeah, so like hearing it is one thing, but then getting to like see, I don't know. So like for me, one thing that like maybe is a downside to the science community, okay, I'm not trying to talk shit, but it's true. It's like sometimes you come across
say it with
a lot
your
of,
chest.
I'm gonna say it with my chest. Okay, so a lot of us in the science community are awkward. Me and you have pretty good social skills.
Yes.
And
we were blessed with some social skills.
And I feel like I'd like to incorporate more of us into our podcast, even though it's science, medicine, health. Like, we still, I think, have really good personalities to like.
Yeah, we're fun.
Be interactive with. We're trying to prove that we're not just like nerds or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're doing Twitch soon.
Yeah, we're trying to get our Twitch up and running. We're trying to figure that out. I'm horrible with technology. Lila's a little bit better, but also we're just like, I don't know.
I think it was also like, dude, like, okay, so I'm 26. I turned 27 December. You turned 27 in a couple days.
1 week.
Yeah, 1 week. And I think that we're at a phase right now where it's like, okay, well, if Instagram and Twitter dies, finito. Like when TikTok came about,
what the fuck will we do?
Yeah. And then I realized with this podcast, I'm like, okay, wait, we need to like utilize these like resources and platforms. So definitely going to expand into those areas.
Yeah, we're definitely going to expand into those areas for sure.
Yeah.
When we did the Twitch on Friday, I was like, oh, this is great because like we're way less annoying in like person or in like visually seeing us. I think
so too.
So like if you hate listening to us, which I understand, like we have to edit our own voices, like we get it. But I feel like maybe watching us, you might understand a little more, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We're more likable.
Yeah, exactly. Like you get us, I think, more. So we'll definitely be doing that.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually the goal is to, I think, videograph all of our episodes and make them available.
Yeah, eventually,
on
for
YouTube.
sure.
Yeah. So we're at a phase right now that I think, as I said earlier, since we're reaching a lot of goals that we initially had and thought that was going to take longer, we're going to, in the next month, I think, make some adjustments to be able to move quicker.
We're going to take some time to like basically
find ourselves.
Yeah, well, basically just like tighten up everything and like get our view straightened out and just like improve on all the little things that we want to improve on.
Yeah.
You feel
me? Exactly.
Cheers. Last question.
All right. So Let's see.
It should be that, or
we said in the near future. We didn't want to.
Oh no, it was the theme one.
The theme one, yeah. In the near future, will there be themed episodes?
Mm-hmm. Oh, we said we didn't want to do that one.
But honestly, so we are gonna take a break, and this is something that I haven't. So okay, yesterday I had planned initially to like talk a lot about like the logistics of our podcast and look into like the next couple months. Just this past week, we planned out October, the whole month of October, but
which will be entirely themed to be spooky. All of our episodes are themed.
Yeah, they are all themed. Yeah, for sure. I think that maybe they're referring to like series, but what we're gonna do is end season 1 and find ourselves, maybe get drunk a couple times, do some shrooms, and then come back and hopefully be even better and have more strength in our production and organization and everything. And so as far as like what the future themes wise looks like we have a series, but there's only been one episode so far, My Medical Mystery. So that's like a theory a series that we can kind of.
We also have a shroom series.
Yeah, that's the part 2 is coming out this month. But yeah, so we have a few series that, I mean, guys, give us a break. It's only been 2 months.
It's crazy.
But I'm
almost 3 months.
Almost 3 months.
Yeah.
On next week is going to be 3 months.
The day after your birthday.
Our first quarter. Wow. So yeah, definitely. What we have going right now is My Medical Mystery and
Shrizen. Yeah.
Shroom, the Shrizen series. So you guys are going to see a lot more of that, and I'm sure that more is going to come about. October is kind of like a series because they're all going to be really fucking sick, like really spooky wise. Like if you like Halloween as much as we do, yeah. So that is,
I think that's it. That's all.
Yeah, that's it, and that is all. If you would like to stay connected with us, we would like to stay connected with you. So our Twitter and Instagram is @it'sasickness_. Like Nicole said earlier, like we love to see the engagement and get to chat with you guys. And do you want to submissions for MMM?
Yes. If you know or you have any sort of weird medical diagnosis, rare disease, or something going on with you that doctors are stumped about, you have a friend, family member, whatever, and you want to share your story, send that into us. Also, if you want us to talk about any certain disease or topic, send that in as well. I know in the future I want to get into like different types of diets and stuff like that. So really don't be afraid. You can send in literally anything. It doesn't have to just be like a disease. It could be any type of like health topic you want.
Anything related to medicine, science, or health.
Yeah.
If you saw a UFO,
we'll cover that too. We don't care.
No, I'm really intrigued with that whole,
yeah, and if you want to see more content, video content like this,
yes.
What do they say on YouTube? Give this a thumbs up.
Give it a thumbs up.
Like and subscribe or whatever.
Yes. You can find our podcast, It's a Sickness, on Apple Podcast, Spotify, Google Podcast,
all the shit.
A lot of fucking platforms. And anybody that we've discussed, as far as like my friend Camilo, CuetheMusicRadio, Keith for helping us out. We're gonna have hyperlinks for everything that we discussed to direct you to their pages on our episode description.
Don't forget to wish me a happy birthday when you watch this on Monday.
Don't fucking forget. Literally, don't forget. I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna post something embarrassing of Nicole, and it has to do with your 21st birthday.
Okay, since we're gonna talk, I already know what it is. Fuck you. Okay, look.
She's in the Uber car like this.
Shut the fuck up.
Like,
okay,
it's fine.
I still need to get you back for not editing out that fucking burp in the last episode. When I heard that, I was like, I'm gonna fucking kill her.
It's fine. Okay, you can kill me because I have burped.
Oh, I'm gonna get you back. Don't worry. It'll be when you least expect it.
It's fine. It was authentic.
I literally said, edit that out, please. You said, nope.
I said, ha, 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 I'm not editing that.
All right. That's it. That's all, y'all. Thank you
Cheers,
for tuning
guys.
in.
Bottoms up. Thank you, Keith, for helping us with all the techno shit. And peace. Stay sick with it.
Stay sick with it.
Bye. Wow.